Hi, welcome again to Let's Get Working. Today I want to talk about disclosure. About disclosing that you have a disability to a potential employer. Okay, so I was looking on the internet and I found this website that was put together by the University of Western Sydney and the University of Ballarat in Victoria. And it's called Choosing Your Path, Disclosure. It's a personal decision. Right, so disclosure of disability presents a number of challenges and choices for people with a disability, particularly those participating in employment. So choices that you have to think about are, do I need to disclose my disability? When do I disclose my disability? How do I disclose my disability? What are my rights? And do I have responsibilities when I disclose? So just think, employers may also be challenged in relation to their role and responsibility when a person discloses their disability. So as with all job seekers, your emphasis should first be on your skills, your qualities, your abilities and interests, followed by self-assessment about your disability and whether or not to disclose. Okay, so let's look at what you need to disclose. You need to be prepared about how you would like to disclose your disability prior to attending a job interview. It is important that the information you present is clear and concise and relevant to the interview process. You don't need to disclose in-depth medical or personal information about your disability unless there are specific requirements that need to be addressed for the interview. Right. The type of information you can give them may include what the disability is, why you have chosen to disclose your disability, and the type of adjustments that need to be made for you. As a job seeker, you have a right for your information about your disability to be treated with confidentiality and respectfully. You have a right to seek information from the organisation about equity policies, practices and strategies from potential employers prior to applying for positions of employment. These policies and practices may be available from public organisations and private organisations. So what this means is that you might want to see what the equal employment opportunities are like for the business that you want to apply at. Okay, you also have a right to choose to disclose your disability prior to applying for positions of employment to discuss specific requirements in relation to your disability or to discuss the inherent requirements of the position and how you will manage them effectively. Okay, so an employer or prospective employer main obligation under the Anti-Discrimination Act are not to discriminate directly by less favourable treatment, not to discriminate indirectly by treatment which is less favourable in its impact, to make reasonable adjustments when required, and to prevent and avoid harassment. So I want to talk to you about when to disclose. There are different levels of applying for a job and when to disclose. So you can disclose in your cover letter and resume. You can disclose in an application form that you might need to fill in. You can disclose in the interview. And you can also disclose when the job is offered to you. Now, in my opinion, the way I need to do it is I really need to disclose when I go for an interview, because with my disability, I really can't hide my disability, but some people can, so it's really up to you. And there are a few things to think about as to when to do it. I highly recommend at the interview when you're talking to a person face to face, because you can get a feel for how they respond to the information that you're giving them. For applicants with a hidden disability, the personal choice to disclose a disability can be made at the interview, when a job offer has been made, when employed in the position, or not at all. If an applicant with a hidden disability chooses to disclose in an interview, consideration needs to be given as to how disclosure should be addressed and managed to ensure an effective outcome. So it's really important to remember that to highlight your skills and qualities and characteristics, and to try and describe your disability in a way that doesn't scare off the employer. So to just basically say, again, what your disability is, how it needs to be addressed in the workplace, and possibly what needs to be put in place for you to achieve employment. Okay, so for further information, I'll put the address for the website up on the internet, and also there's the Disability Discrimination Act that you can look at, which will help you in these areas. Anyway, that's all for now. I hope it's been helpful. If you have any comments or questions, put them on the blog and I'll get back to you. That's all for today. Bye for now.